What if I told you that one simple movement from a chair could tell you more about your strength, balance, and independence after 60 than almost any gym exercise? Not walking, not running, not lifting heavy weights, just sitting down and standing back up. It sounds too simple to matter, but for many seniors, this one movement can reveal whether your legs are helping you live freely or quietly holding you back. In this video, you'll discover why the chair sit-to-stand exercise may be one of the most important movements for people over 60. You'll learn how it supports stronger legs, better balance, safer walking, and more confidence in everyday life. More importantly, you'll understand why this exercise is not just about fitness. It is about getting up from a chair without fear, walking across a room with control, and protecting the independence you still want to keep. But here's the part most people miss. The real power of this exercise is not only in your legs. Coming up, you'll see how this simple movement trains your body, your balance, and even your confidence at the same time. And later in the video, I'll show you why struggling to stand from a chair can be an early warning sign many seniors ignore, plus how practicing this one movement safely can help you feel stronger in real life, not just during exercise. Imagine a 68-year-old man who used to walk every morning. He was not an athlete, but he was active. He went to the store, visited friends, and enjoyed being outside. Then one day, after a small stumble, something changed. His body healed, but his confidence did not. He started sitting more, walking less, avoiding stairs, avoiding low chairs, and slowly his world became smaller. Then he began practicing one simple exercise every morning, sitting down and standing back up from a chair. At first, it felt difficult, but after a few weeks, something changed. He did not just feel stronger. He felt like he was getting a piece of his life back. Before we go deeper, comment below. After 60, what feels harder for you? Standing up from a chair, climbing stairs, walking longer, or keeping balance? Because your answer may reveal exactly where your body needs support the most. For many people over 60, the fear is not just pain. It is not just stiffness. It is the fear of losing control over simple moments, getting up from a chair without help, walking confidently across a room, climbing a step, carrying groceries, standing in the kitchen long enough to cook, going out without worrying about falling. These are not athletic goals. These are life goals. And that is why one exercise matters so much, the chair sit-to-stand. It looks basic, but it may be one of the most practical movements a person over 60 can practice. Every time you rise from a chair, your body has to perform a silent chain reaction. Your feet must press into the floor. Your ankles must stabilize. Your knees must bend and extend. Your thighs must produce force. Your hips must drive upward. Your core must keep you balanced. Your brain must coordinate timing, posture, and confidence. In one simple movement, the body asks a powerful question: can you still lift yourself into life? For younger people, standing up is invisible. They do it without thinking. But for older adults, this one movement can reveal so much. It can reveal leg weakness. It can reveal balance problems. It can reveal fear. It can reveal stiffness in the hips and knees. It can reveal whether the body still trusts itself. And the difficult truth is this: many seniors do not lose independence because of one major event. They lose it through repeated small losses. First, standing becomes harder, then walking becomes shorter, then stairs become avoided, then outings become rare, then confidence begins to fade. And when confidence fades, the body often moves even less. The less it moves, the weaker it gets. The weaker it gets, the more frightening movement becomes. This is the cycle many people never notice until they are already inside it. But the good news is that the same cycle can be reversed in small steps, not with punishment, not with extreme workouts, not with trying to become young again, but with a movement so simple that most people already do it several times a day. Sit down, stand up. The chair sit to stand is powerful because it is not just exercise, it is rehearsal for real life. It trains the exact action that keeps a person independent. It teaches the legs to push. It teaches the hips to drive. It teaches the core to stabilize. It teaches the feet to grip the floor. It teaches the brain that standing is still safe. And after 60, safety is not only physical, it is emotional. Think about a person named Robert. He is 68. He used to walk every morning, but after a small fall on his front step, something changed. His injury healed, but his confidence did not. He began sitting more. He stopped going to the park. He told himself he was just being careful, but careful became inactive. Inactive became weaker. Weaker became more afraid. Then one day, standing from his favorite chair required both hands and a deep breath. That moment scared him more than the fall, because it was not dramatic, it was ordinary, and that made it feel real. Now imagine Robert starting with just 3 chair sit-to-stands in the morning, not fast, not forced, just controlled. Feet flat, nose over toes, stand tall, sit back down slowly. The first day, it feels awkward. The second day, it feels like work. After 1 week, it feels familiar. After 2 weeks, he notices he does not need to push as hard with his hands. After a month, getting up from the chair no longer feels like a warning sign. This is how change often happens after 60, quietly, repeatedly, through the same movement done with patience. The reason this matters so deeply is because lower body strength is not just about muscles, it is about freedom. Your thighs help you rise from a chair, your hips help you climb stairs, your calves help you walk, your ankles help you balance, your core helps you stay upright. When these systems weaken, life becomes full of hidden barriers. A low chair becomes a challenge. A curb becomes a risk. A bathtub becomes a worry. A long hallway becomes tiring. But when these systems improve, even a little, the world begins to open again. This does not mean every person should start aggressively. If someone has chest pain, dizziness, severe knee pain, recent surgery, or a medical condition, they should speak with a qualified health professional first. Safety matters. A sturdy chair matters. Good shoes matter. A counter, wall, or caregiver nearby may be important in the beginning. But for many older adults, the chair sit-to-stand is one of the safest and most meaningful places to begin, because the chair gives support. The movement is familiar. The progress is measurable. And the result connects directly to daily life. There is something powerful about an exercise that does not ask you to escape your life, but helps you return to it. This is not about six-pack abs. It is not about looking younger. It is not about chasing impossible fitness goals. It is about standing up with less fear. It is about walking into the kitchen with more confidence. It is about rising from the couch without calling someone. It is about keeping your independence for as long as possible. And perhaps the most important part is this. The chair sit to stand does not only train the body, it trains belief. Every repetition sends a message. I can still move. I can still improve. I can still trust my legs. I am not finished. For many people over 60, that message may be just as important as the muscle itself, because aging is not only what happens to the body, aging is also the story people begin telling themselves about what is still possible. Some people are told to slow down. Some are told to be careful. Some are told that weakness is just part of getting older. And while age does change the body, surrendering too early can become its own kind of danger. The body listens to what we do every day. If we sit all day, the body adapts to sitting. If we avoid standing, the body adapts to weakness. If we stop challenging balance, the body becomes less sure. But if we practice standing with control, even from a chair, the body receives a different message. It receives a signal that strength is still needed. It receives a signal that balance still matters. It receives a signal that life is still asking for movement, and the body, even after 60, can respond. That is the first truth of this story. The most life-changing exercise may not look impressive from the outside, but from the inside, it can change everything. Now take a quick guess before I explain the next part. What do you think is more important for independence after 60 ASPO, walking more, stretching more, or strengthening the legs that help you stand up? Most people guess one answer, but the real answer may surprise you. But this is where the story becomes personal, because for many people over 60, weakness does not arrive loudly. It arrives in small moments. Avoiding a low chair, skipping a walk, holding the wall for support. And that is exactly where this exercise begins to matter. To understand why the chair sit to stand is so powerful, we have to look at what happens beneath the surface. When someone over 60 struggles to stand up, the problem is rarely just one weak muscle. It is usually a combination of several systems slowly losing efficiency. The thighs are not producing enough force. The hips are not driving upward strongly. The ankles are not stabilizing well. The core is not keeping the body steady. The nervous system is not coordinating the movement as quickly. And sometimes the mind is holding back because it remembers a fall, a stumble, or a painful moment. This is why the chair sit to stand is more than a leg exercise. It is a full body independence exercise. It trains strength, balance, coordination, posture, and confidence at the same time. That is also why clinicians and researchers often use chair rise tests to understand lower body function in older adults. The ability to stand from a chair repeatedly is not just a random fitness challenge. It reflects the kind of strength people need for daily living. In everyday life, you do not only need strength while standing still, you need strength during transitions. Getting out of bed is a transition. Standing from a toilet is a transition. Rising from a dining chair is a transition. Stepping out of a car is a transition. These are the moments when falls often happen because the body is shifting from one position to another. The center of gravity moves. The feet must respond. The knees and hips must coordinate. The brain must make fast adjustments. A person may feel fine while sitting. They may feel fine once they are fully standing. But the moment between sitting and standing can reveal the weakness. That moment is where independence is either protected or slowly lost. Now picture a woman named Elaine. She is 72. She still lives alone. She still cooks for herself. She still loves her garden. But she has started avoiding her backyard because the chair on the patio is low, and standing up from it feels embarrassing when her neighbors are outside. She does not tell anyone. She simply stops going out there. At first, it seems like a small thing, but her garden was not just a garden. It was sunlight. It was movement. It was purpose. It was joy. This is how weakness steals from people, not always through emergency, sometimes through subtraction. One activity disappears, then another, then another. The chair sit to stand fights back against that subtraction. It says, let us rebuild the movement that gives you access to the rest of your life. The exercise itself is simple, but the details matter. You begin with a sturdy chair that does not roll. Your feet are flat on the floor, about hip width apart. Your knees point in the same direction as your toes. You sit near the front half of the chair, not slumped deep into the back. You lean forward slightly, bringing your nose over your toes. Then you press through your feet and stand tall. The goal is not to jump up. The goal is control. Then you slowly sit back down, reaching your hips toward the chair, keeping your chest lifted and lowering with care. That slow lowering is important. Many people only think about standing up, but sitting down with control trains strength too. It teaches the legs to manage your body weight. It protects the knees. It builds trust. In the beginning, using the hands is not failure. It is a starting point. Some people may push from the armrests. Some may hold a countertop. Some may use a higher chair. Some may place a firm cushion on the seat to reduce the distance. The key is to begin safely and gradually reduce assistance only when the body is ready. Progress after 60 should not be measured by pride. It should be measured by consistency. There is no shame in starting with 2 repetitions. There is no shame in using both hands. There is no shame in resting. There is only danger in doing nothing because the first step feels too small. Small steps are not small when they are repeated. This is one reason the sit to stand works so well psychologically. It gives immediate feedback. You can feel whether standing is easier than last week. You can notice if your hands are doing less work. You can count one more repetition. You can feel the difference when you rise from a restaurant chair or get out of a car. That feedback builds motivation, and motivation after 60 often grows from evidence, not from someone shouting, "You can do it," but from the body quietly proving, "I just did." The emotional impact can be profound. A person who stands more easily may walk more. A person who walks more may feel more stable. A person who feels more stable may go outside more. A person who goes outside more may reconnect with friends, errands, nature, and routine. Suddenly, one exercise is not just about the legs. It becomes connected to mood, identity, independence, and dignity. This is why falls are such an important part of the conversation. Falls are one of the biggest threats to independence in older adulthood. A fall can change the way a person moves, even if the injury is not severe. Many people become afraid of falling again. That fear can reduce activity. Reduced activity leads to weakness. Weakness increases risk. The chair sit to stand does not solve every fall risk. It does not replace medical care, balance training, vision checks, medication review, or home safety changes. But it strengthens one of the foundations, the ability to produce force from the lower body and control the body during a critical daily movement. It also builds what some experts call functional strength. Functional strength is not about how much weight you can lift in a gym. It is about whether your strength helps you live better. Can you rise from a chair without panic? Can you stand long enough to brush your teeth? Can you step onto a curb? Can you carry a laundry basket? Can you recover if you lose your balance slightly? Can you move through your day with less fear? That is the kind of strength that changes lives. And this is where many people misunderstand aging. They think the goal is to avoid effort. But the body does not become safer by avoiding every challenge. It becomes safer by practicing the right challenges in the right way. The chair sit to stand is one of those right challenges because it is scalable. If it is too hard, you make the chair higher, use your hands, or do fewer repetitions. If it becomes easier, you use less hand support, slow down the lowering, or add more repetitions. If it becomes very easy, you can hold your arms across your chest or pause at the bottom before standing again. The movement grows with you, and that matters because after 60, exercise should not feel like punishment. It should feel like preparation. Preparation for getting up in the morning, preparation for visiting family, preparation for walking into a store, preparation for taking care of yourself, preparation for the life you still want to live. Imagine Elaine again. At first, she starts with 5 sit-to-stands from her kitchen chair, holding the edge of the table lightly. She does them after breakfast. Not because she wants to become an athlete, but because she wants her garden back. The first week, her thighs burn. The second week, she stands a little faster. The third week, she notices she does not hold the table as tightly. By the 5th week, she walks outside and sits in the patio chair again. When she stands, it still takes effort, but it no longer feels impossible. To someone else, that may look like a small victory. To Elaine, it feels like getting a piece of her life back. That is the second truth of this story. After 60, the most important exercise is often the one that returns you to the places you were beginning to leave behind. And before I share this story, think about this. Have you ever avoided a low chair, a staircase, or a long walk because you were not sure your legs would support you? If yes, write "I understand" in the comments, because many seniors feel this quietly, but very few talk about it. If you know someone over 60 who has become less active because they fear falling, share this video with them. Sometimes one simple movement can give someone the confidence to start moving again. Now, this may look like a simple movement from the outside, But inside the body, something much deeper is happening. Your feet, knees, hips, core, balance, and brain are all working together in one powerful chain. A promise that your effort still counts. A promise that age does not erase your ability to improve. A promise that independence is worth practicing for. And remember, this exercise is not about proving anything to anyone else. It is not about competing with younger people. It is not about ignoring pain or pretending age has no effect. It is about becoming an active participant in your own aging. That is a very different mindset. Passive aging says, this is just what happens. Active aging asks, what can I still strengthen? Passive aging waits for weakness to decide. Active aging practices the movements that keep life open. The chair sit to stand is one of those movements. It is small enough to start today, but important enough to change tomorrow. And perhaps the most beautiful part is that it can turn an ordinary chair into a place of renewal. The chair is no longer only where you rest. It becomes where you rebuild. It becomes where you measure courage. It becomes where you remind your body again and again that standing up is still part of your story. So tomorrow morning, before the day takes over, look at your chair differently. Do not see it only as furniture. See it as a training ground. Sit tall. Place your feet. Lean forward. Press down. Stand. Then sit again with control. That one repetition may not look like much, but it contains the entire message. You are still here, you can still move, you can still build strength, you can still change the direction of your life one rise at a time. Because after 60, the goal is not to move like someone else. The goal is to keep moving as yourself, with strength, with confidence, with dignity, with hope. And if one simple exercise can help you stand taller, walk steadier, and trust your body again, then maybe it is not simple after all. Maybe it is one of the most important things you can do, not because it changes your body overnight, but because it changes the relationship you have with your body. It reminds you that your chair is not the end of movement. It can be the beginning. And every time you stand up, you are not just rising from a seat. You are rising toward the life you still deserve to live. Before we get into how to do this exercise safely, comment below. Would you rather start with 3 repetitions a day, 5 repetitions a day, or 10 repetitions a day? There is no wrong answer. The best number is the one you can do safely and consistently. If this video reminded you that your body is still capable of improving after 60, give it a like so more